Oh my god, I was muted the whole time! I was muted the entire time! Okay, hi everybody! Sorry! I figured you'd spaced out. No, I was yapping! I was yapping! I just figured you guys were stonewalling me. I don't know why OBS opened and my mic was default muted. Anyway, I was gonna say, are you guys ready for a hot and steamy co-working stream? As I prep for next week's tabletop session? I was also gonna say the alerts are working now, so you guys can see yourself in the top right again. This is honestly, I think, the most boring content of the week. This is literally content that I would not even stream, but it's work that has to get done. Like, it's by and large the most boring part of the week. But I gotta do the prep for tabletop. I would literally normally do it offline. He's playing 2 sessions. That's true. That's true. Should be Monday, chat. Monday the 11th is our current target date. It might move around a day or two, but we're gonna be doing Dungeons and Drawings with Bobber. Wah wah wee wah. Yeah, it's real. It's happening. Damn, we need to keep the subathon going till Monday. You guys realize that after the subathon, I'm not gonna die, right? Like, I'll still be streaming. I'll still be here. You're not? After the subathon, SciFri is gonna be gone forever. I thought the whole point was to keep you alive. I mean, that is the point, and that's... But the point, the money is what will keep me alive, not the timer. Oh! I get it now. Alright. Chad, I think... Here's the thing. How do I, oh, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. This was in time 2011. Let's see. What do I? Should we keep the title on the category on just chatting? While I do this, I'll say. Let's see. Where's my banner text? I'll say tabletop prep / AMA chill stream. It's real co-working hours right now. Do what? I missed the combo? I was saying, do I keep the category on just chatting, or do I switch it to tabletop RPGs? Keep it as just chatting? Okay, I gotta change up this map a little. I'm working right now, too. Grind hours. Hell yeah. Dude, look at this fucking map. It's massive. Chad, I'm feeling that this session is gonna be like a side quest type session. I feel like we had too much main quest. It's time for a side quest type session. I wrote up some side quest ideas before the campaign. By the way, if you ever want great ideas for like little mini adventures, are side quests a mechanic and draws deal? I don't know. I mean, they're just a thing on how you structure adventures. But I was gonna say, adventurelookup.com is so primo. Is so primo. I love Adventure Lookup because I can be like, I want a AD&D adventure because I want something old school. Environment in a city, and then like, you know, we could even just do filters like this. I'm gonna say like sort by, I guess, best match. Let's see. Probably not. Oh, 10 pages? Oh, damn. The Sunken City is a companion adventure ready to go with the Shattered Tower. It contains the information needed to run a side adventure that helps characters in their journey through the Corsair Mist. After completing the test of the Shattered Tower, the players are invited by the Sea Elf Queen to ward their ship and crew from ghost corruption. Plunge into the waters that now cover one of the lost trade cities. They must overcome a corrupted dwarven temple to find the cure for the contagion. That's just crazy. It's a little too intense. Let's see. I want a low-level adventure. Let's do max level. Let's do max level 5. Nightshade. A simple errand is never what it seems. It is a wizard's privilege and curse to change his mind. Oh, it's a dungeon magazine type bed. Setting neutral. City urban with a house and mansion. A 5-page adventure. That'd be a good side quest idea. Let's see. Let's go, Starting level range low. Oh yeah, perfect. Let's go, I want to find a short adventure. Let's go max pages 10. There's a lot of Dungeon Magazine ones. In which the many seek the one. The heroes must retrieve a sword lost amid myriad threats to the flesh. Let's uncheck the system. But yeah, I use hang on, the Golem Master's Workshop looks sick. I use Adventure Lookup all the time to get good ideas. I think we should have song request back to upset his work. Do you guys want song request while I'm doing tabletop prep? I think that'd be a good idea. Sai, would you like a co-podcaster for exactly 45 minutes? Yeah, I'd be down. Let's get Bobber in here.
Hello.
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 What up, gamer?
What up, gamer number one? Hi, chat. I was working too, and I'm like, you know what? Why not? Why not offer some services at the same time?
Hell yeah.
Offer services. Kind of random question, Sai. What do you think the top 5 Nintendo 64 games are of all time?
Top 5 Nintendo 64 games. I think Mario 64 for sure. Mario Party 2 gotta be on there. The N64's got a lot of bangers, man.
Mm-hmm.
People might call me crazy for this, but I don't know if Ocarina of Time is in my top 5. You know,
this is a new age opinion. Yeah.
I had it as a kid. Ooh, Star Fox 64. That's in my top 5 for sure. So Mario 64, Mario Party 2, Star Fox 64. Pokemon Snap. You know, I fucking love Pokemon Snap.
Okay.
That's an essential N64 game for me.
Alright. Well, I've recorded this data. Good.
I think 5th would be like Diddy Kong Racing.
I was surprised to see how well that sold. I did some research. Apparently it was top 10 bestseller.
Yeah. It went crazy.
Yeah.
Some people, I remember people back in the day being like, it's better than Mario Kart.
Holy shit.
Which honestly, I think
didn't-
compared to Mario Kart 64, I think Diddy Kong Racing was better than 64. But then Double Dash came out, and then it was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, hold on. It's my greatest kind of like surprising fact that I tell people ever. Like, I didn't have an N64. I never played the N64 games. So a lot of the time I have to rely on others for this knowledge.
Yeah. Dude, I had so many weird-ass N64 games growing up. I had fucking Toy Story 2 on the N64. It was like a 3D platformer. Dude, I had a Fighter Destiny 2, which was like a fighting game mixed with Mario Party.
They were copying Mario Party on the N64.
Yeah, it was like you moved on a board, and then the spaces on the board were like you had to fight a character. Dude, Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer, that was like the shit, man. I literally have a fucking shoebox of N64 cartridges right next to me. And I have my copy of Fighter Destiny 2.
To you? Damn.
Yeah, I have my copy of Fighter Destiny 2, and it's got a sticker on it that says property of Blockbuster.
Oh, damn. You know?
I rented this shit and
you're
did
free
not
now.
give
Company
it
go.
back.
Oh, did not give it back.
Okay.
No, it doesn't matter. It's yours.
Gotta say, Elmo's Letter Adventure, though? Okay, who here played the Bugs Life N64 game? That shit was kind of crazy. I had
Learning
Superman
some insane
64.
shit right now.
Oh, I forgot about
yeah,
Pokemon
the
Puzzle
infamous
League.
one?
Yeah, Superman 64 is
God.
the infamous, like, worst game on the system where all you do is fly through rings. But dude, Pokemon Puzzle League, that was the game. That was the game gaming.
That's the shit?
That's the
Oh,
shit.
That was game gaming in
It was like
1996.
It was like a match 3.
Where do you say Yoshi's Island ranks and all of that?
What's crazy, I've never
Was
played
that
Yoshi's
N64?
Island.
No.
That was SNES.
Ah.
I've never played Yoshi's Island. It is just Tetris Attack with a Pokemon skin, but this game went hard, man. Yoshi's Story was N64.
Ah, okay.
I liked Kirby 64 back in the day, but I don't think I ever beat it. There were so many games that I had back in the day as a kid that I think I was like too dumb as a kid to beat it.
Dude, being too dumb as a kid was like actually crazy.
Yeah.
I had so many games where like I returned back to the game months later, and then I tried something that I'd never tried before, and I'm like, oh, I can play the rest of the game now. It's crazy.
Kirby 64 is the best mechanic in any game. Yeah, dude, you could fuse together 2 powers. That was the coolest shit ever.
I remember people would talk about how there was a Kirby game where you could do that. I'm like, oh, man.
This is why you needed game magazines? You did back in the day, like to know what games were coming out. And also because you would just get stuck in parts. Like that's why like People were like, oh, you've never played this game? It's a classic. But it's like back in the day, pre-internet, like you didn't really know what games were coming out. You just knew like what games your friends at school had.
Yes.
I have a distinct memory of after, like a little bit after watching Pokemon the first movie in theaters, going into Blockbuster and seeing Mewtwo Strikes Back or Mewtwo Returns on the like rental movie shelf, and I'm like, holy shit, they made a new Pokemon movie and Mewtwo's back.
He's fucking back.
He's fucking back, bro. I had no idea that shit was coming out until it was on shelves. And then, classic Blockbuster moment, there weren't any copies on the shelf, but we checked the return slot, and there was a copy in the return slot.
Dude, the strategy.
Yeah. You had to go up and ask the guy at the desk, be like, can you check the return slot and see if they got the Pokemon movie in there? And he's like, oh shit, someone did return it. Rented that for the weekend. It was a great time.
Huge.
That used to be like my reward in like elementary school, like getting through the week is like Friday night, like Mom would pick me up from school, we'd go to Blockbuster, pick out a game or a movie for the weekend. It's crazy how common like those like rental stores were. That was like pre-Netflix, man.
Man, I keep hearing about these stories, and I do remember there, for a time, was a movie rental spot near our house, and we would just like go and get some DVD. We just had gotten the DVD player, and we'd go and just get whatever, you know, movies there were at the time that came to DVD, and it was how we watched a lot.
We had a VHS player for a long time.
Games, yeah.
I remember I got a lot of Pokemon VHSs that would have 2 random out-of-order episodes of the Pokemon anime on them. From like a friend of the family who like they got a DVD player and replaced all their VHSs. But it was crazy. It was 2 completely out of order episodes of the anime, but they were like related in some way. They were like, here's 2 episodes that feature fire type Pokemon.
I recently had put our VHS tape and bought one of those thingies that converts it to AV, and then it converts it to USB to digitize all of the VHS recordings that we had.
Dude,
one of the VHSs we had just had an episode of Scooby-Doo on it.
Dude, I have so many VHSs in my grandma's house that were like things recorded off the TV.
Grandma's house VHS goes crazy.
I should get that going, man. There's probably so many like home videos that exist in my family that are like half like not digitized and just on old VHSs.
Yeah, those things are deteriorating with every passing moment. So like the sooner you know, record them, the better.
How the fuck did EA manage to make Spore? Dude, there was a whole fucking thing, like, it was FIFA. FIFA, like, infected EA with the microtransaction bug. It was like a FIFA Ultimate Team that came out for, like, FIFA 07, I think, or something. Where it was, like, they started doing, like, the FIFA, like, card pack loot boxes. and then it printed fucking money, and they were like, holy shit, we need to put this in every game. And that's how EA became so fucking microtransaction riddled. That was like before microtransactions were really like a thing. And they were like, we have to make it a thing. Brainwashed by that thing, but it's the...
War was one of my first ever non-MMO games.
Dude, I played so many old MMOs.
I remember
back
that was
in the
like
day.
intro to it. Yeah.
Do you ever play
for
Adventure
me,
Quest
okay.
Worlds?
Adventure Quest Worlds.
I was big
It
on
sounds familiar, but I don't think so.
Damn.
By the way, are we on a voice delay? I feel like we're on a delay.
Maybe? Let me
I
check.
feel like I talk and then like I cut you off and then you cut me off. What's going on?
Oh, there is a delay on Discord. It's like a 300... Yeah, like 300 ping on Discord for some reason.
What the shit?
I'm
Yeah, I was like
changing
wondering, what's going on?
Yeah, I try changing the voice region. Maybe that'll help.
Hello, testing.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Wait,
my internet's
okay.
been acting up today. I was dropping hella frames
As
earlier.
was evident, yes. I'm gonna say something, and I every time I say it, sometimes I get like a raid or whatever, and I'm on a topic, and I always want to pivot to talking about this one MMO that I played for a short time.
Okay.
In the hope that at least one person agrees, like, oh yeah, I played it too, and you're not like schizophrenic or something.
So I want to test your chat. SciFri chat, does anyone remember playing a game called Free Realms?
I have no memory of that.
It was, I think, if I'm not mistaken, a Sony MMO back in the day. And it died pretty quick, but like, it was banging, dude. It was cool.
Oh, this fucking... Dude, I've seen this. There were like...
Everyone's like...
I've seen TV commercials for this thing back in the day.
Okay. This is a good step.
That fuck-ass squirrel, I remember, somehow.
The fuck-ass squirrel, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sony Online Entertainment. That's crazy. It was on the PS3, apparently.
It was on the PS3? What the hell? I played it on PC.
Yeah, apparently it was on both. Dude, this shit looks great. Dude, so many MMOs in the 2000s looked exactly like this. It's just like a fantasy world, and there's like dudes wearing like t-shirts and jeans.
Dude, you have to understand, this was my first ever exposure to something like this. My whole life was just Mario and Sonic. It was like, that's all I knew. All I knew was Bing Bong Wahoo. So the moment I saw like John Normal next to like fuck ass squirrel, I'm like, what is this? You can have like insane schizophrenic like fever dream type creativity like this, and it just blew me away. I don't know.
That's crazy.
That game also taught me what the word hooligan was. Chat, anyone remember learning words from video games? I learned what the word peril was thanks to Thousand Year Door.
Holy. Dude,
I'm like, what does peril mean? It keeps showing up when I have 1 HP. Oh, I probably can figure out what it means.
love those early RPGs that teach you how to read.
Yeah.
I learned the whole English language from games. It wasn't video games, it was video game magazines for me. Thank you, Nintendo Power. True. Anyway.
Sorry, not to distract you.
Dude, I had I had a Game Informer subscription back in the day.
Holy flip.
In the Xbox 360 era, just like keep it up on the new games coming out. The monthly issue of Game Informer.
Dude. I couldn't dream of something like that.
Nintendo Power as a kid, Game Informer after that. I never had Nintendo Power. I think that'd be so sick of a stream to do. Like, kind of like how when we're exploring old internet sites, like finding like old video game magazines. Because I bet that there's like old issues of Nintendo Power scanned on archive.org.
About that,
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it was a pretty big debacle. I think it was like 2 years ago or last year or something like that, where Nintendo or something was like, none of that, bye-bye, and then it's not there anymore
Oh.
or something like that.
Well,
But
I
I think
I'm sure there's an
archive
archive somewhere.
Yeah. But unfortunately, probably not too public.
Dude, remember reading like game manuals back in the day?
Dude, all I remember when it came to like game-related merchandise was when I went to the Scholastic Fair and saw the cheat code book. That's all I knew.
Yes.
And also the Pokemon books. The books that are like every Pokemon and all their stats. Like,
Dude,
I had
one of those. Like, it was like the Pokédex book for like the original 151. And it just had a different page.
I carried
about
around my
everyone.
Sinnoh book. Yeah, there was a different page about every Pokemon, and particularly for me, this was where my like real true art journey began. I used to like, okay, in my elementary school, I don't know if this is weird. Some people either find this unfathomably weird and strange and wrong, and other people are like, no, we had this at our school too. My elementary school had like a fake currency. Like, it was like paper money from 1 to 100 fake dollars. It was like the elementary school name and then bills. And you can earn those through billions of different ways, but it was mostly like your teacher giving them to you or whatever. And so there was basically an economy, a child economy at my school, where, you know, we would then exchange that money for random things. And it was, the money had a set value. There was a student store where you could then spend that money to buy erasers and pencils and stuff. So there was a real world conversion rate for the items, for the dollars.
We had a school store, but it was real money. And you had to like get money from your parents to buy things from it.
Yes, that section also existed in our student store, but a massive amount of it was like redemption points for the money we earned. Now, of course, what would end up happening is, you know, illegitimate businesses would start to spawn where students start to trade amongst themselves. And I opened up my own business. It was above board. It was taxed. Everything was perfectly managed. I had an accountant and everything. And I would draw people whatever Pokemon they want on a piece of paper, and I'd give it to them.
Damn, bro was doing commissions for the school books, bro.
I was doing commissions. I was doing it. They'd be like, yo, I want a Charizard. And I'd open my book.
Real commerce.
I was doing it back then. I'd open my book. I had my reference, and I just eyeball the reference, and I just draw it again. I drew Dialga so many times that I could draw Dialga from my mind, and it would be 1-to-1 to the reference image.
Damn.
And yeah, and one of my greatest deals of my entire life that I ever made was I traded, I think it was like 1,000 fake currency, which was a lot of money back then. You could buy out a bunch of stuff at the student store. I traded that for a copy of a kid's Pokemon Emerald.
Whoa.
And I still have it.
Wait a minute. That's
Yup.
crazy. That's real. That's
Bro,
you traded fake money for a real thing, dude.
I was like, dude, are you sure about this? He's like, yeah, whatever. I've played it. I don't like it that much. I'm like, okay.
Dude,
So, yeah, free
if
game.
that kid's like parents knew that happened, they'd be pissed. They'd be like, "What do you mean you fucking gave away the game we bought you for fake school money?"
Dude, and I don't even feel bad because that kid wasn't even my friend, and he was also kind of like bully-ish, kind of
Oh,
like a
fuck that
bully.
guy.
So I'm like, yeah, I was like, you know what? Yeah, of course I'll take this off you. That's a great deal.
Hell yeah.
And the funniest thing about this, my best friend also went to the same elementary school. We're still best friends since like kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
He kept like saying like, yeah, and one more funny thing about our currency at our fake currency at our school was like the fact that it also created generational wealth. So if you had a brother or sister that was gonna go to that school later, you just pass it on to them, and they'd show up all fucking nipple baby ass, walking in, buying everything from the student store. They ain't earn shit. They ain't do shit for that. It's just generational.
Generational wealth. That's crazy, bro. They taught you early, bro, about how the economy works. They were like, "Hey, sorry, some people just show up and they're already rich."
Yeah. Yeah, and when my younger brother went, I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Throw the money away? I mean, I'm gonna give it to him and generational wealth.
And fucking nepo babies coming. That's crazy. School teaching the early lesson of people will do anything for money. That's awesome. So yeah, but you didn't know. Sorry, I locked in for a second.
Chat, we're working. Sometimes we gotta lock in, bro.
Sorry. Nice. That'll be perfect.
Oh, chat, listen up. Y'all gotta, if y'all want to maximize how fun the stream is gonna be on Monday next week, y'all should start thinking about ideas now.
Ooh,
Characters,
true.
other stuff, names. Start thinking now so that once the stream happens, you guys can be ready to fire on all cylinders.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. It's gonna be a good time.
It's gonna be hella good.
Should 100% be a YouTube video? I'll try. You're probably right. Give the good old college try. True. I'll give it the college dropout try. There we go, there we go. I got a little festival tournament area all made. That should be good for some side content.
Lovely.
Thank God, dude, for my like all these map assets that I've bought over the years in for D&D. It's like it's so nice to just be like, I think I have a jousting arena in here and just be like joust and then just be able to place it down.
So awesome.
Lost my notes. There we go. I think probably one of my favorite parts about prepping a tabletop session is when I just get to crack open like the big book of like all the monsters that I have access to and just go shopping.
The gallery.
Exactly. Did I say go shopping? Yeah, that's literally how building encounters works in this RPG, is that like depending on how much like XP and what level your heroes are, you get a budget. And then you spend that on monsters. And they each have a value. There's a little shopping mini game for the DM. Me going to debt to add an extra goblin. Don't spend it all on one guy, but if you do spend it all on one guy, that one guy will be awesome.
True.
That's the thing. Ooh, what about a manticore? Yeah, there are a group of monsters in this one that are just like called solo monsters. And they're like meant to be a whole boss fight in themselves.
So what's the gist of what you're planning right now? What's gonna happen?
I'm thinking like I usually plan like 4 bullet points for like a session, because the way I plan like the campaign overall is I have like these like story beats that I know like, okay, this is the direction that we're going to get to the next big story beat. So it's like the moments in between, I can just plan each session, and I usually do like 4 little bullet points of like, here's 4 different things that happened this session that move the players on that path towards the next story beat. And then it's good because it means that I'm not like overly committed to like one path, and they can kind of like mess around and do their own thing. So right now I have like a non-combat encounter, a combat encounter, an RP moment, and then like I'm thinking like a start for a side quest, because right now they've been on the main adventure the whole time, but now they're in session 3, so I'm like, okay, we should start throwing some side quests at them.
I remember me and my friend's D&D campaign that went on for years and ended up just becoming, all right, what side quest are we going to generate out of thin air now?
Yeah. How long is this campaign supposed to be? I think that... Okay, well, here's the idea, right? Normally, I think that any campaign over 10 sessions, the viewership is going to fall off drastically. because the amount they have to invest in is like very high. But the idea that I have for this group is that if this group wants to keep playing, then every 10 or 15 sessions or so, that'll be like the end of one of their adventures, and then we'll start a new campaign with the same characters so that people can like jump on the bandwagon.
That's smart.
Yeah, because that's also like very like old school D&D is like how it would be. Is like we run this adventure and then this adventure and then that adventure. It's like that's why the old adventure books were called modules, because they were meant to be like modular. That you just dropped them into your campaign. And the thing that made it one cohesive story was the fact that it was all the same characters. It was their continuing adventures.
Chat, take notes. This is valuable information.
Once I fully like rebrand my YouTube channel into like just a full-on like SciFri tabletop YouTube channel, I do want to make some videos just like rambling about like, maybe I'll write down my ramblings to make them more organized, but like tabletop RPGs and like how to run them, because like I feel like I have a fair amount to say on that, given I've been playing D&D since I was 13 and I'm 30 now, so that's 17 years.
Bruh. You have more than enough like credentials to start some kind of anything, really.
Are you planning on getting a second TTRPG group, or are you staying with one? Well, here's the thing is, because the TTRPG groups, they don't do pretty good, like, they don't do that good numbers live, for me at least, because I've sort of built up this channel on variety gaming. But they do very good on YouTube. Like, the Session 2 VOD is on like 511 views, and only like 60, 70 people were watching that live. And like the Session 1 is almost is just hit 1,000. And it's like, if you look at the analytics, people are like how people find this video. 50% YouTube recommendations and YouTube search. So it's like, this is people who are looking up these specific tabletop RPGs and tabletop RPG content, who like aren't part of my already baked in audience. Yeah, exactly. So, as long as we don't, you know, I don't want to oversaturate them on the live channel, because then it feels like I'm taking a hit to one part of, like, my content. They're easier to watch on a YouTube channel because you pause and not miss anything. So yeah, I think if I started a second campaign, I might just, like, record it offline and then edit and upload it. Which would be a little crazy. Do you have any obvious signage that say you stream these on a weekly basis? Could help with long-term Twitch viewer onboarding? I mean, I include it in the description. I can include it in the description. It says, sessions are streamed live on Twitch Fridays at 6 p.m. EDT. But I guess that's not that obvious. I'm really glad you're uploading this campaign on YouTube. I watch it live, but especially now that I work from the office, I miss parts. It's nice to be able to go back and watch on YouTube.
All right, my 45 minutes is up. I must depart.
All right. See you,
Have a
Bobber.
good one, gamers. Bye-bye, Giants Rants.
That was fun. I treat D&D streams of VODs like podcasts. Yeah. So, by the way, I'm still wrestling with the audio issues of uploading live VODs. I think I overcorrected. So, the session 1 VOD, I go kind of distant sometimes because I lean away from the mic. And I think I mostly corrected that in session 2, and I think session 2 live was fine. But when I was editing it in Premiere, I was like, what if I get quiet again? And then I noticed Premiere has a balancing thing, and I put that one on, I put it on podcast voice. And I think it made it, I think it messed up the mix a little too much. Uzu and Lowe's mics were straight up very fucky during live. Yeah, but you can't account for that. That'll just happen. So anyway, I think for next session, I will, like, you know, I will chill and I will, music seemed a bit loud. Yeah. I think that was part of the EQ. I think when I hit the vocal boost thing in Premiere, it, like, somehow, like, boosted parts of the music as well. That's not something that can be fixed unless they all independently recorded audio. That's what they do for the Unexpectables when I was on their show. They do, everybody records their own audio and then they sync it up with the live, and then they use the live as like a fallback. Which I could do, but that puts a bit of a burden on my players. Maybe I will maybe do that if we do a pre-recorded campaign. If we do a pre-recorded campaign, I would do that. Anyway. Plus, if I was pre-recording a campaign, it would give me a chance to play some, like, new RPGs. Okay. I really want to run a negotiation encounter. This system has a really cool, like, it's basically a mini game for negotiation. Oblivion wheel? It's less Oblivion wheel and more like there's 2 meters and you're trying to raise 1 meter and before the other hits 0. It's crafting in an MMO. Yeah, basically, it's that the NPC, they have 2 meters. They have their interest, which is how basically interested they are in helping you and doing what you want. And then their patience. And every check that you do depletes their patience. So it's all about raising their interest as high as you can before their patience hits 0. And when their patience hits 0, they make a final offer. But there's also a hidden mechanic too in negotiation where they have motivations and pitfalls. So if you make a check to negotiate with an NPC and you hit on one of their motivations, then it goes even higher. If you hit one of their pitfalls, their patience goes even lower. Wait, that's cool? Yeah, it is very cool. Anyway. Okay. Let's see. It's session 3. I kind of want there to be like a big boss encounter, but I don't know what's like a low-level boss in this book. First of all, how much budget do I have when the... oh yeah, they're gonna take a respite at the end of the session too. So I gotta look up how those work, because the respites involve downtime activities. I gotta see how much budget I have. Let me get my Chet, do you think we're gonna be able to ride out the subathon tonight? If it ends tonight, then I will not stream tomorrow. Sorry to the Terraria heads, and then I'll be back Friday. Remains to be seen. Dude, if it ends Thursday, that's like the worst fucking scenario because then I literally can't take the day off. I guess if it ends Thursday, I would just come back for the tabletop session and that would be it. I still gotta prep for Monday too. Alright, you know what? Let's work on this first. How do respites work? Do I have my quick reference? I think it's in the quick reference. Draw steel. Oh god, these are all outdated. Where's the new one? Where the fuck is it? Where the Bro, I can't... Am I stupid? I might be stupid. Or blind. Or one of the above. I'm literally gonna re-download it from the Discord because I know I put it in the Discord for the players. Draw Steel Rules reference, V1. Okay. Let's see. No, it doesn't have anything on resting in here. Okay, cool. Let's see. Oh, running respites. Perfect. They have a whole section called For the DM, and then in there they have running respites. Okay. When the heroes decide to take a respite, your role as the director changes. Most of the heroes' activities revolve around downtime projects, which are typically self-directed. However, you still have levers you can pull to make the story interesting. See respite in Chapter 1. Here we go. So, when you take a respite, you regain stamina and recoveries. Your victories become XP. Let's see. Or does it say respite activities? Respite activity. Okay, these are a bunch of stuff in class stuff. Guess I should read just the downtime section. Downtime projects. You can start a downtime project during a respite. Okay, you can start a downtime project. You can start as many projects as you like, but you can't work on more than one project at a time. Track progress on your character sheet as you work on a downtime project. You might look over... All downtime projects have prerequisites you can take before you can undertake them. Okay. I don't know how many people are gonna have downtime projects this early in the campaign. I know Blair said they wanted to craft a whatever the bag of holding equivalent is in this one. Craft treasure. Okay, let's look in treasures. Let's see if there's a bag of holding equivalent. First echelon treasures. Okay, those are consumables. Trinkets. Let's see, is there a list? Ooh, these are fun. Quantum satchel. That sounds like a bag of holding. A woven metal drawstring seals the plain-looking leather bag, which is affixed with an opal brooch. Keywords: magic, requires an uncut opal. Project source is text or Lauren Kalian. Resource situation, project goal 150. When the brooch is removed from the bag and placed in a container or room, it entangles that location to the bag. Any item can be placed in the quantum satchel, appears near the brooch, and can be recovered by reaching inside while picturing the desired object. Oh, interesting. That's interesting. Would you consider the airship downtime similar to repairing the space train? Yeah, I would say that's equivalent to building an airship. But I would also say that probably the prerequisite is probably knowing where the space train is. Which is something you could do during downtime. You could do, like, research. Yeah, they need a secure room. It's like so instead of it being a bag of holding where it goes into another dimension, you quantum entangle a room, a container or a room, and then that becomes your bag of holding. That's interesting. That's really interesting. Oh, dude. Then like we could have like they could get a base. You love it. You love it when your heroes have a base, man. When your heroes have a base, that's how you know it's good shit. Okay. What are your opinions on the new TTRPG from Crit Roll, Daggerheart? I have not read it. I have not read it. However, I will say that after the whole WotC implosion debacle, Critical Role acquiring both Chris Perkins and Jeremy Crawford to be the heads of their new TTRPG is like an utter... That's a cultural victory. You know, in Civilization, they'd call that a cultural victory. That's a Critical Role. I don't think Matt Mercer is an overrated hack. I just don't listen to Critical Role. I've just never listened to it. I listened to Critical Role. Okay, that's false. I listened to Critical Role once in 2017, and I didn't like it. But I'm sure it's changed and evolved over the years. Maybe we changed. We gotta stop doing this. We gotta stop doing this every time. You're saying is that you loathe Brennan Lee Mulligan? I actually have watched Dimension 20. But I've only watched the seasons of Dimension 20 that are in completely removed settings that I would never run, so that I don't unintentionally steal ideas. Okay, some of these magic items are crazy, by the way. Just reading the titles of them. And these are only the first echelon one. Wait, what is a pocket homunculus? It's a consumable. A densely interlocking sphere of clockwork gears feature facets that show the countenance of the item's wielder. When you activate this as a maneuver, this item erupts in a bright flash and you can shift one square without your enemies noticing. A homunculus perfectly resembling you appears in an adjacent space. It has 15 stamina, a 0 in all their characteristics, and speed and ability equal to yours. They're indistinguishable from you but can't use any abilities. When you have line of effect for your homunculus, you can use a maneuver to issue them a telepathic command. So it's like a flashbang, and then you put a body double down. That's crazy. He took the fake death pill. Oh, there's a consumable called a portable cloud, and I thought it was gonna be like a flying nimbus and you could ride on it, but no, it's just it's a throwable. Portable cloud that's just a vape? What the fuck is... Okay. Hang on. Now I have to see. What are the level 10 treasures? The leveled treasures? Hang on, what are leveled treasures? Leveled treasures become more powerful as you gain new levels. Wait, that's fucking sick. The chain of the sea and sky? What the fuck? These items are awesome. The Lance of the Sundered Star? That sounds fucking sick. Any weapon ability that deals rolled damage using this weapon deals an extra holy damage. Additionally, when this weapon is used that allows you to push a target, you can shift any square adjacent to the target after the push. Now I'm just looking at these cool magic items. Ooh, wait, artifacts. Okay, hang on, there's artifacts. Artifacts are powerful treasures with entire campaigns to be built around finding, using them, protecting them, or destroying one. These items... I love when a game includes this text. The second line about artifacts is like, artifacts are cool, powerful items that you can build entire campaigns around. The second line says, make no mistake, these items unbalance the game. Oh, these are probably fun. If the heroes or villains have access to a treasure, their power is far beyond what the encounter building guidelines expect. Okay, there's only 4 of them. The Blade of 1,000 Years. What the fuck? The fabled sword features a hilt made of glittering starlight, out of which a gleaming metal blade extends. Whether drawn from a stone, gifted by a lake spirit, forged by a god, or used to kill one, there is a sword that exists outside of time and space. It is always where it needs to be, precisely when it needs to be there, then gone in a flash when its need has waned. The sword is protected in art, song, and story across many living cultures, and even frequently among cultures long buried. Though its size and make are often debated, the sword is consistently described as having a crossguard made from pure starlight. Okay, what can it do? Oh my god, it has like 5 things it can do. It's an item that gives you like 5 new abilities. When you wield the Blade of 1,000 Years, you gain Suited for Victory, Rally the Righteous, Turn the Tide, Victory's Assurance, and Soul of the Martyr. You gain 5 abilities from having this sword. Crazy. Okay, what is this? What do these do? The sword takes on the size, shape, and make that the wielder wills it. It can be a light, medium, or heavy weapon, and you can change its type as a maneuver. Any weapon ability with rolled damage gains a +5, and that ability also deals holy damage. Any creature with weakness to holy damage who takes damage from this weapon is frightened and weakened until the end of the next turn. That seems like it would break the balance of the game. They should warn the players. Rally the Righteous. The blade fills all around it with hope and courage. Each ally within 1 mile of the weapon gets an edge on abilities and damage immunity 5. A 1 mile AoE? That's crazy. Additionally, every creature's stamina maximum increases by 15. Turn the tide. Every enemy minion within 1 mile of the sword is dazed. Any enemy leader or solo creature takes a bane. Yeah, like they said, these are the treasures that there are only 4 of them. And like it said, entire campaigns can be built around finding, using, hiding, protecting, or destroying one of these artifacts. And then it says, make no mistake, these items unbalance the game. They just went hog wild on these. What do the last 2 abilities do? Victory's Assurance. This weapon always appears on the eve before what will become known as a historic battle. It disappears after 24 hours or when the battle is won, whichever comes first. By taking the blade, the wielder unwittingly enters a pact with the weapon. If they don't secure victory against monumental odds or a great foe by the time the sword disappears, they are pulled into the sword, preventing any chance of resurrection and forever dooming them to lend their strength to heroes of other ages. That's not even an ability. That's just crazy. That's fucking wild. So so this blade of 1,000 years appears before you on the day before what will become a historic battle. If you don't achieve victory, you are pulled into the sword, and your strength will aid the heroes in the ages to come. That's crazy. Soul of the Martyr. If the wielder dies while holding the blade, their soul is drawn into the Starlight Hilt, where it remains for the rest of time to prevent any chance of resurrection. The sword disappears, but the lingering feeling of hope from it spreads and remains. For the next hour, the effects of Rally the Righteous increase to provide double edges on weapon and ability checks, damage immunity 10, and a stamina maximum boost of 30. That's crazy. Oh my god, they have art from it in the book. Chat. Look at the fucking blade of 1,000 years, bro. Hang on, let me bring it over. Look at the blade of 1,000 years, man. It's made out of fucking light. That's rad as hell. Get over on the other monitor. Anyway, the other artifacts are called the Inceptor, and the Mortal Coil. Oh, there's actually only 3. Oh, I see. The Mortal Coil is how you kill a god. It has an ability called, if you meet God on the road, kill them. Every non-mortal entity in the area of effect is granted the gift of mortality. Okay, that's crazy. I don't know what this item looks like, but listen to this description. Any creature or entity who dies in the Mortal Coil's penumbra experiences perfect death. They are permanently, irrevocably dead, and no magic, psionics, or technology can ever restore them to life. That's crazy. The mortal, yeah, the penumbra is like the area of effect. You die in the Matrix, you die for meal. That's crazy. Okay, never mind. It's not an artifact I would give to a lich. It's an artifact the lich would stop the party from getting. Yeah, that's the artifact you have to get to kill the immortal lich. Give your players abilities that make them gods, then give the boss one of these. I mean, that is basically the idea. By like 10th level in this game, you're basically a demigod. Oh my god, look at these fucking cool ass fucking swords. Look at this, bro. The Blade of Quintessence? That looks so rad. What does the Blade of Quintessence do? It's not an artifact, but it's a leveled treasure, so it gets more abilities the higher you level. This crystal blade hosts a stormy vortex of fire, ice, and lightning. Item prerequisite. A ruby hardened in the fires of the city of brass and a sapphire that has been struck by lightning. The Ice Maker Mall. Dude, this is how this. I love these item prerequisites. 8 iron bars cooled in a glacier and the branch of an ancient evergreen is the item prediction. All right. I gotta prep Friday's session. I got distracted in the book reading cool shit. This happens more often than you would know. Okay, so the answer is... What was it? What the fuck was the item we were after called? The, like, the bag of holding equivalent? The quantum satchel. That was it. Blair. The quantum satchel. Item prereq is 1 uncut opal. I don't know if anyone else has said any, like, downtime projects they would want to work on. Okay, let me look at downtime projects. Okay, Ice wanted to do repair the ship. There is an example crafting project called Build Airship, which has a project goal of 3,000. But I think before that, he needs to find his ship. And I think his ship being damaged would be like... I think I would make that project roll like partially complete. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. I just realized that there's a name of a downtime project called Find a Cure. You research a cure for a disease, cursed, or supernatural affliction whose text state that it can be ended by the Find a Cure Downtime project. The whole plot line is that they're trying to figure out a magical plague. When you complete this project, you craft 1 dose of an alchemical cure for the infliction. Once it's completed, you can craft subsequent doses for the same affliction for half the number of project points. I mean, the thing is, it would be like they wouldn't be able to do it in one downtime, but it could be something that they're working on in the background. And then it would be very interesting because they'd get 1 dose of the cure. And then it's like, who do they use it on? And what info do they get from it? Is it a permanent cure? No, the project makes you 1 dose of a cure for the affliction. I guess there's nothing that say that a cured person can't get infected again. Does it? Yeah, I guess there's nothing to say that it can't. You know. If the affliction was caused by an innate feature of a creature, you need the remains of a creature. For example, you can research the affliction for a werewolf's accursed bite by studying the corpse of a werewolf. Interesting. There's also craft teleportation platform. Which would be very useful if they do want to have a base somewhere. Interesting. I'll leave that as a question for myself to answer, whether or not that's a valid project that would work. Anyway, that should be good for the respite activities. So that's all happening at the end of the session. Let's go back to the actual session. Or we could do something else for an hour. Do I need any maps for what I'm planning? I got the town map. I've got this map that I haven't used yet, the dark forest. I think I'm good on maps. Dark what? Hey, don't, hey! You're not supposed to be looking at the stream. You're gonna spoil yourself, bro. Alright, I guess let me grab a bunch of elf tokens from, check the icon, ain't looking at nothing. Listening only. God, I'm gonna have to come up with a bunch of, like, fuck-ass elf names. I will say, though, for my purposes, for running VTTs, like, I've gotten so much value out of Cheipeku maps, but the Cheipeku tokens tool is so good, man. It's so good, man, because I can go here, like in this, they have, like, presets, and I can take the same token art and, like, change it. It's like a create a character type shit. You can just, like, make your own. Like, I could make this guy a woad elf, man. I could make him blue. Like, it's so good. And they have, like, different, like, accessories too. Where did my music go? There we go. Type shit. And then boom. And then, you know, just drop it in. And I remember that I disabled drag upload because it was not being nice with the tiles. So now I go and I re-enable drag upload. I'm gonna go here. This guy can be here. Character. And boom, we got a character. And then I can go in, I can change his name. This is actually nice because it's like the NPCs don't even like need sheets, to be honest. Like the companion ones have sheets, but like the non-companion ones, I can just leave them blank. But yeah, I'll make a bunch of those these type of tokens for next session. At some point. Let's find a battle map. I would like to find a map to do battle in. Oh, that's the Pokemon tier list. Don't need that open right now. Let's go here. Let's go to maps. Ooh, Healing Cave Spring. I love this type of prep, man, because like I know where the story's going, like wise, but now I can just like start looking at like battle maps and just pick out ones that inspire me, and then build the like moment to moment beats out of that. That's a cool map. Ooh. Imagine using a Pokemon battlefield as a battle map in D&D completely randomly. I've ran the fan-made Pokemon tabletop way back when. Anyway, I don't think that I'm gonna need extra maps other than what I already have prepared for this session. At least I don't think so today. And for that, I think that means I am pretty good on prep for today. Other than I want to find a good boss monster. Should play Pokemon Master Trader on Tabletop Sim. That and Metal Gear Solid Risk. I do know about Metal Gear Solid Risk. That's the one where it's based on MGS4 for some reason. I have heard of Metal Gear Solid Risk. It's like a... yeah. It's like the normal game of Risk, except that there's also Outer Haven, and if you control Outer Haven, you can fire nukes. Which is crazy. There's apparently also a recent MGS1 board game. MGS1 board game. What the fuck? Okay, it looks sick. Comes with Rex, but I think that I think Rex might be a pre-order exclusive. Damn. Metal Gear Solid, the board game integral edition. Yeah, I'd buy it just for the Rex. But also, I do want the... At some point, I do want the... There's a Kotobukiya Metal Gear Rex. At some point, it will be mine. It's $120 on Amazon. Do not buy that kit. But I need it, man. I own 2 of it. It's the most hand grenade kit I've ever built. They also have the Metal Gear Solid 4 version, which is a different kit. They have a Metal Gear Ray too, I'm pretty sure. But their Ray is only the MGS4 version. And honestly, as I like Metal Gear Rex. Rex is my Metal Gear of choice. Dude, look at that boy. Listen, man. I don't care if it's a hand grenade. It will be mine at some point. Well, here we go. If you cement him, you'll be fine. Yeah, I don't plan on posing my Metal Gear Rex. I did him in 6 hours, one sitting. He's not bad to build, he'll just explode if you breathe. Okay, noted. Send you a pic of him? Hell yeah. Alright. So have you ever gone on Board Game Geek and looked at grown-ass man complaining about the game design of board games designed for toddlers? No, but that sounds really funny. Is this like Letterboxd for board games? If I just search like Damn, Shoots and Ladders is a 2.9? That's crazy. Let's see the ratings. I want to see some good ones, man. Homie's always cheated. Ain't that a metaphor? For 3 out of 10 for Snakes and Ladders. To be fair, Shoots and Ladders is barely a game. You make no active choices. Yeah, but I want to read funny reviews. It's also for 3-year-olds. You know. Okay, and I think it's fine for a baby's first board game to be like you just roll the dice and move around. I don't know if Shoots and Ladders was a real game outside SpongeBob. That's what it was based on, man. Eels and escalators. They made that was their like version of Shoots and Ladders. Roguelike Snakes and Ladders, we gotta make this, it's money. Dude, okay. Okay. Shoots and Ladders, but every time you climb one of the ladders, you get to choose between one of 3 upgrades. Think about it. That kind of adds to the gameplay. Think about it. I love choosing between one of 3 upgrades. What's the upgrades? I don't know, man. There's like rare ones, uncommon ones. I love when my game lets me pick between one of 3 things. That's the thing, is every run is different. It's a roguelike. It's infinite gameplay. There should be a friend slop roguelike. I guess that's Risk of Rain. Peak is literally a roguelike? I mean, no, because I don't pick between 3 things. If Peak was a roguelike, there would be, every time you open a suitcase, 3 cards would come out, and you'd have to pick one. Dude, I need Clover Pit to come out now, bro. Repo roguelike? Okay, Repo literally is a roguelike. Because you spend the money you get from the missions on the randomized maps for items that make your run easier. I'm waiting on Ball Pit. Oh, Ball Pit's gonna go crazy. Why have you never played Buckshot multiplayer? I've only played Buckshot multiplayer once. Yeah, but you don't choose 3? That's true. That's why it's not a good roguelike. Okay, you can have roguelikes where you don't choose between 3 options, but they're bad roguelikes. Good roguelikes let you choose between 3 options. Truth nuke. I love picking between 1 to 3 options. And by the way, and those options better be fucking cool, man. They better not be like 0.2% cooldown reduction. Like, they better be some like crazy shit in there. Like, if I get the legendary card pull, that better be crazy. Warframe has a choose between 3 options mode. I hate the fucking thing. Twitch integrated roguelike. Is Bloons a roguelike? Yes, but the only option that you pick is how many banana farms you're gonna build. No, wait, never mind. No, I just remembered there's heroes in Bloons. No, Bloons is a hero shooter. This stream is roguelike. We usually do 1 of 3 things. Wait, so true. Fortnite announced a roguelike mode? Dude, they're getting in on it. They know the wave. Dude, here's the thing. When I see the tag roguelike deck builder on a Steam game, I'm like, I start rubbing my hands together because I'm about to have a great time. Anyway. Every roguelike is either Balatro or Slay the Spire. Gubby's Number Factory, Balatro, Penguin, Slay the Spire. That's true, and that's the fucking... I'm thinking of the Calvin and Hobbes comic. You know what I'm saying? Binding of Isaac, that's Slay the Spire. Sai, can you put the mod on your peak that starts to play Fallen Kingdom when you start falling? Wait, are there actual mods for peak now other than the more players mod? Are they all like client-side mods, or are they all like Oh shit. Sorry, I just caught I looked at Twitter and I caught a glimpse of my new main Fortnite skin. When this motherfucker drops, dude, I'm all in. I will be rocking the White Ranger, bro. I'm not installing any fucking mods on that thing. Mine is bugged enough. That's true. It was a game made in like a week. Fortnite Saturdays are back on the menu. No, first of all, they're not back on the menu. Second of all, Fortnite Saturdays was never a thing. What are you talking about, Fortnite Saturdays? That's something we've never done. We've played Fortnite before, but we haven't, like, why are you trying to gaslight us? You're trying to gaslight me! Followed by Medieval Mondays, we're bringing it back. Fortnite. It can't be Friday because of D&D. Yeah, Chad, it can't be Friday because we got plans Friday. Now what, man? No Fortnite. I will probably not stream Fortnite. That is the thing. I will get one of the Power Rangers skins, whichever one I want. But I don't plan on streaming Fortnite. However, I have heard rumors that the season after this season is going to be they're going to add The Simpsons. And if they add The Simpsons to Fortnite, I'm streaming Fortnite every day. And grinding the pass to max level. Anyway, Homer versus Peter. Yeah, maybe on the second channel we'll play Fortnite. Hatsune Miku, Hank Hill, and Homer Simpson in a Fortnite squad. Yes, man. Put Mr. Beast in there as the fourth. We're gaming, man. And Goku. You think Hank Hill would fuck with the Red Ranger? I don't know, man. The Red Ranger might be, like, too angry. But I think Hank Hill would fuck with the Red Ranger because the Red Ranger fights for justice. Hank Hill would defeat any street tier. He does fuck with the Silver Surfer, that's true. Hank Hill was trying to sell propane to the Silver Surfer in that Fox Kids promo. He would clear Godzilla or Thanos. Dude, it's crazy that they had Godzilla in Fortnite, man. Godzilla and Miku in Fortnite at the same time? What a time to be alive. I need to lock in and actually prep for this thing. It's okay, you'll have all the time you need in 18 minutes. That's kind of why I'm chilling. Because if we ride out the rest of the subathon now, I can just go prep offline. I did a couple games, I never got to be Godzilla. Dude, they have a thing in Fortnite now where you can be Superman. And I played Fortnite and I turned into Superman and it was awesome. Dude, I gave a shit with the added avatar, man. I don't lie, I bought the fucking Prince Zuko skin, man. Speaking of Draw Steel, apparently they're going sicko mode on that Fan Foundry module in the MCDM server. Oh, you mean when they added James Cameron avatar? I did buy that skin also, but I bought it for comedic value, not because because I wanted to be the guy from Avatar. Because I thought it'd be funny. Here's the thing, I buy a lot of bad Fortnite skins that I think are funny. My boy Jake Sully gave them money as a joke. The thing is, they got me hooked, man. I haven't seen Avatar 2. I haven't seen Avatar 2. There's a 2? Yeah, it came out like a couple years ago. It was the Way of Water. Came out in 2022. I haven't seen it. Apparently it's on Disney Plus. The water is very drinkable in that movie. I remember I saw the behind the scene, man. Fortnite has taken so much from me recently with the return of Chung Lee, Cleveland Brown, and Hank Hill. True. I need to start making a list of movies to watch. Let's see. Oh, this is perfect. There's a werewolf in the book. Apparently it's a level 1 solo encounter. We could go werewolf mode. Chad, is it just me, or do you roll your eyes when it's a Marvel or Star Wars season of Fortnite because it could be an actual cool crossover? Okay, but here's the problem. Yes, I think there are cooler crossovers that it could have been. The problem is that when they added all the Star Wars guns into Fortnite, the gameplay was kind of fire. That's the main problem. The AI Darth Vader was crazy. That was a crazy moment, man. One of my favorite Fortnite seasons when they did Star Wars and Attack on Titan at the same time. I love whenever they add crazy movement items. When they had the Spider-Man launchers in, and you could go fucking crazy web swing mode, it was the funnest Fortnite's ever been, man. Why are we talking about Fortnite? Why are we sitting here while I'm tabletop prepping talking about Fortnite of all things? Why is this what we're talking about? Play it. No! What about the Dragon Ball Nimbus Clouds? The Nimbus Clouds could have been better. But I saw that they had a limited time mode where they spawned in everybody with the Kamehameha. And it was just a million lasers. And it was very cool. You're spending our final moments of this momentous subathon to talk about Fortnite. Let's talk about chat. You know what? You know what we should talk about? Let's get. Fuck it, man. We're just chatting. I've prepped enough for now. Let's get back on the train. Here, and then we do this. We make tuber big. And then we go filters. Like that. Cinema. Let's go with some train ambience in the background. Are you having a crisis? Do you need help? No, we're just hanging out, man. We're doing exactly what we were doing 2 minutes ago. I've just made it slightly more visually interesting. Where are we? We're on the Eureka Momae line in Tokyo. Wait a minute, go back! Hang on, go back! Sorry, I don't mean to break your immersion. What the fuck is... I don't mean to break your immersion. What the fuck is Sweden House? There's a place in Japan called Sweden House? I want to go there. I want to see what... Probably a hotel. Yeah, but why is it Sweden themed? They like to make tiny homes. Anyway, chat. What was your favorite moment of the subathon this year? I was asked this question and I couldn't really think of one. I think for me it was launching the new tabletop campaign. Sweden House is a Japanese home building company. Interesting. Calling Dave Cap was my favorite part. My favorite part was when you called me. Dave Cap was my favorite part. Okay. It was Die Hard Man breaking it down. So you're saying your favorite part of the subathon was day one? We never played TF2? We'll do it, though. I'm bringing the community server back. I just want to get it back, like, operational. It is a TF2 summer. That went hard, though. What wheel didn't we hit? I'm gonna be honest, we hit basically everything on the wheel. Basically everything that I put on the wheel, we hit. TF2 server is literally only active when you stream it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. With TF Tuesdays will be back. Minecraft? Don't worry, you're getting Minecraft soon. You're getting Minecraft soon. Did the science stream ever happen? It is happening. It's on the list. I have a big list of streams that I have to do now that you guys unlocked via the subathon. So like after the truckathon is on the list? No, these ones will actually happen because they're a lot smaller in scale and I actually know what they are. The reason the truckathon never happened is because I never figured out what the truckathon should be. Truck Simulator? That was the idea originally. I was gonna do the longest drive that Truck Simulator had, which I think is like a 12-hour drive. And I was gonna wear a trucker hat on stream and like dress like a trucker, and I was gonna only eat gas station food, and I was gonna have a trucker radio as my microphone. And then have my friends be able to call in over the trucker radio. That was so fucking rad. Yeah, and then I realized that doing that idea required a lot of money. Basically to buy all the, like, because I wanted to buy like a steering wheel or something, like, too. Anyway, it'll happen at some point. It'll be a great streaming day. I think a chat making a radio station would be fun for the truckathon. Yeah, I could have my friends make like a radio ads and then mix those into the playlist. It surely has been a subathon. It surely has. Chat, I still can't believe that I've been doing this shit for 7 years, man. It's unreal. It still feels like a dream. Like I'm gonna wake up one day and then have to go back to being a janitor. That might happen. And it is a dream. Wake up. It's still 2018. But at least it's not happening today. That's true. Plus, we got so much exciting content on the horizon, man. And there's another hour. Optional Toaster, who is, I think, never typed in chat before. I don't think I've ever seen that name in chat. Just a lurker. They have 62 messages. Their last message was 2 months ago. Their last message was 2 months ago. Bro. Thank you for the 12 gifted subs. You guys want to spin the wheel? Do you guys want to get one last spin and then we'll ride into the sunset together? Here, I'll even remove community tabletop sim from here to make it more, make the jackpot spaces more possible. Call Dave Cap would be so funny right now. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Okay, I have to draw one of your guys' OCs. It was nearly -7 hours. Alright. Remove that from the wheel. Go to the list. Stuff I do for chat. Let's recap what you guys unlocked this subathon. You unlocked the science stream. You unlocked Chat Writes a D&D one-shot that I run. You unlocked the spooky game long play, which we're gonna decide what spooky game I'm gonna play. You unlocked Chat Show and Tell because Scant said put Chat Show and Tell on the wheel, and I don't know what that means. But we're gonna do Chat Show and Tell some of the times. You unlocked Make Chat a song, and then there's also Draw Chat a PNG tuber. So I guess I'm gonna do an art stream at some point, and I'm gonna do all these drawings that I owe you. What are you doing all these stuff? Probably like this month, later this month. Is the idea. I don't know what to do for a fucking hour now. I was getting ready to wrap up. We gotta lower the minutes. We gotta start lowering the minutes per sub. Mario 64 runs. You gotta cap it at 1,000 subs. Capping it is like pussy mode, though. We did spin the wheel 19 times, but a lot of them were like plus or minus 2 hours and stuff that got removed like later. You can only cap it if you're in a call with Dave Cap. What's left on the wheel? Call Dave Cap is on the wheel. Do an entire crossword is on the wheel. We did land on that one once. The Gumpla build stream is on the wheel, even though we're probably doing that anyway. Movie night with chat is on the wheel. IRL stream is on the wheel. Minecraft server is on the wheel. And Mario 64 Chaos mod is on the wheel. Half of those sounds like things you would want to do anyway. Yes, because we hit all of the interesting stuff. All of the actually interesting stuff, we already came up with those ideas and hit. So now the only stuff left on the wheel is like boring stuff. I want to say I send a message like once every hour, but it's been fun hanging around during most of the subathon. What horror games have you played? Not many. I don't really like spooky games. They scare me. Well, what the fuck are we gonna do for an hour, man? Now I need to come up with something to actually do. We can't just sit here and yap while on the train for an hour. He has to play Amnesia? I played Amnesia in like 2010. I was thinking of playing Soma, which is apparently by the same devs. Yeah. It's good horror writing. I do like good writing. As a writing guy, I do like good writing. I am a fiend for some good writing. That's the thing about it. Chad, I want to ride a train. It's been too long since I've ridden a train. Parentheses, I was just in Seattle like a month ago and rode the monorail like every day when I was there for a week. Train riding stream. You guys say these things and they don't mean anything. They don't mean anything. I could say anything and you guys say do that as a stream. What the fuck does train riding stream mean? I could say like, oh man, like I haven't had a pancake in a long time, and you could say pancake making stream, pancake-a-thon. Don't fucking shut the fuck up. I assume an IRL stream on a train? How would that work though? There'd be no internet. Book a 3-day train trip with like sites and stuff? There'd be no internet. How could you live stream that? Trains have internet? I mean, yeah, but like it wouldn't be good enough internet that you could stream with. Nah, it's fast now. Last time I took a train, the Wi-Fi was not that fast. I know how people stream at TwitchCon. They have like cell routers. They use like that kind of shit. But, like, that's also an expensive thing to set up. Like, I'd have to get one of those IRL backpacks. Pancake-a-thon. Okay. Okay. Do not ever get an IRL panda. These things are run by scammers. I mean, what I mean is, like, by that I mean buy like the components to make one, not buy one of the pre-built ones, because yeah, those are scams. But you'd have to like buy like a camera and a router thing. Coca-Cola ad. Could go for a Coca-Cola right about now. IRL stream, but you do it like a rat in a mob with a wire? What are we what are you talking about? Like I'm What are you talking about? Snitch stream, when? Dude, Polly Walnuts is gonna fucking take me to the fucking sauna and try to get me to take my clothes off if I do that. Then I'm gonna have to like move to New Hampshire for 2 months. Go to a streamer meetup wearing a wire and see what you can catch on tape. You know that around, like, streamer meetups would probably just have people just straight up recording with cameras. You don't need to wear a wire. You don't need to be secretive about it. Like, streamers literally broadcast themselves. Do not wear a wire. Yeah, but it's sneaky. This is funnier in concept. I mean, like looking around nervously, like tugging on my shirt, making sure the wire isn't exposed. What would be the end of that bit? What would be the end of that bit? Because nobody at an IRL meetup is gonna be like, "Are you wearing a wire?" Me getting caught would be impossible, because what the fuck would you say? If you wear a wire, you wear a shirt that says, "I am not wearing a wire." Ask them to repeat yourselves while sticking up your chest awkwardly. Yeah, and by the way, and it wouldn't even be abnormal for a streamer to have a microphone in their shirt. Yeah, exactly. This bit goes nowhere. It's not all coming together. They'll never suspect a thing. You gotta be as obvious as possible, but not get one to say, "Are you wearing a wire?" It's funnier if you just like start sweating when anyone asks. So, you were doing tax evasion the other day? Oh, I'm not wearing a wire. What do you mean? Go start rubbing my forehead. So stupid. it is like an impractical Jokers. This is not a good concept. This is not an amazing in writing. This bit has no potential. The moment someone calls you out on it, you run. Can you repeat your name clearly? Oh my god. Dude, the coolest part of being a streamer... Okay, the part that sucks about being a streamer with taxes is that I am technically self-employed as a contractor through Twitch. And so I pay New York State self-employment tax, which means that there's a minimum percentage of my income that I pay regardless of how much I make. Which is why so many streamers live in Texas and California, by the way. Because their self-employment taxes is basically zero. But the cool part of being a streamer on your taxes is you can write off basically everything. Basically everything. You can write off the square footage of your apartment as a home office. You can write off the games that you stream. You can write off your internet bill as a business expense. Anyway. Damn, look at that bridge, bro. Can I write off my view bots? You know what? Technically, it's not allowed by the website, but it would be a business expense. Is that fraud? No. No, that's not fraud. You don't work for Twitch as a streamer. You have a contract with Twitch where they pay you, but you're self-employed. Can you write off your Minecraft server? If I make the Minecraft server a perk for joining my community, I could write off the costs of running it. Holds chest closer. Could you explain that in detail? I hate the wearing a wire bit. The wearing a wire bit is so stupid. I hope chat remembers this bit the next time you travel with friends. Okay, it is kind of funny typing it out, though. Like, doing it IRL is not that funny. Because, like, when IRL are people gonna accuse you of wearing a wire? But typing it out is pretty funny. Like, typing it out, like, puffs out chest. Could you explain that in more detail? Can you say that more clearly? Sweats profusely. Their confusion would be funny, like them wondering why you're acting so strange. Slinks down. What wire, boss? I'm just feeling a bit ill. Oh, it's my back. This is so stupid, man. What are we doing, man? Yeah, my doctor told me not to take off my shirt. I'm sure you understand. That would be an Impractical Jokers type bit. Ooh, look at that boat. They got like ferries taking people across wherever this is. I read this as Columbo. Just one more thing. Where even are we? Place Japan somewhere. We're on the Eureka Momae line. This really do be people's commute to work? Dude, another train. You would love to take a train to your job? I would love to take a train to my job. I would love to wait to leave my like place that I live, walk like maybe 5-10 minutes, get on a train, walk like 5 to 10 minutes from the train station to my job, man. It'd be so nice. Plot twist, it's the New York subway. Okay, I would not want to take the MTA to a place of work. And you're wearing a suit and carrying a briefcase? Yeah. The New York subway, aka the MTA, that would be hell. So just wants to be an editor for a newspaper and take the train every day. What the Clark Kent lifestyle? You don't want to be an editor for a newspaper in nowadays. Print is a dying medium. Get me pictures of Spider-Man. Even Peter Parker doesn't take the MTA. You just can't trust it. That's the cool thing about trains in other places, because like the Japan train system, those trains are reliable. The MTA is like 50% chance your train is late, 50% chance your train doesn't work at all. Do you think people in superhero worlds have good insurance? Oh, for sure. They have to. The city's getting destroyed all the time. You know what's a super niche job that I would love to have one day? Book binding. Crazy. Book binding. Is this train through Japan ASMR? The video is. The stream is just chatting, but I put a video in the background to make it more visually interesting. I would be happy being a librarian. Yeah, I would be happy being a librarian. I think... Dude, if I lived in a bigger city, I could, work at, like a card or comic book shop, work at a game store, I'd get to just talk to people about D&D all day. That'd be the life, man. I periodically check if my local library has job postings. I would take a pay cut to be a librarian. Chat, this is a PSA. Your local library is literally the best thing ever that the government does for you. Literally, you could go... The library is the best thing the government does for you. Your local library gets funded by the amount of people who have library cards and the amount of books that get checked out. Go to the library, check out a book, and read it in the library. You've ever needed to print like a big thing? You can do it at the local library. You can do it for free. It's literally the best thing that the government does for you. You gotta use it while you can. Okay, I sent the image. I will look at that later. Well, we ran out of train. Chat, we ran out of train. Sorry, we ran out of train. We're in Amsterdam now. Sorry, no, actually we're in Brussels, Belgium. We're going to Amsterdam. Graffiti jump scare, take us back to Japan. I've been on this line? Damn, we on the Eurostar, man. Look at that architecture, man. There's cyclists, too. It does make me feel some kind of comfort in the old architecture. Can you play the Amtrak from Milwaukee to Minneapolis? We'll see if that exists on Train Window POV. It bums me out how lame America is architecture ride. It's not fair, man. Europe had like 1,000-year head start. That's part of... There's part of cities that have neat stuff? Yeah. There's some castles. We got some cool castles. Some old forts. Chat, would you guys visit Belgium? I don't know what you would do in Belgium. Eat a waffle. True. Drink beer. That's fair. You would ride the Eurostar to somewhere else. Well, that's true. If I was in Brussels, Belgium, I would eat a waffle and I would ride the Eurostar to Amsterdam. I'm more of a pancake guy, TBH, so I could pass on Belgium. Pancake-a-thon. Well, where did my chill video game music go? There we we go. I would not go to Amsterdam, I'd go the other way. Anyway, what other topics were we talking about? These are making me hungry talking about pancakes, man. I only had that Mystical Ninja music. It is. Talk about the potential jobs we want. I don't know what job I would do if I wasn't a streamer. I would probably try to get, like, some kind of, like... If I was to get a side hustle, it would probably be something... I could probably get a social media manager job. Considering I've been doing this shit for 7 years. I could punch that up on a resume and make that look good. I would want to be a writer, but that's more like a secret passion than a career path. Be a VTuber manager. I've heard that's been successful lately. True. Or run an esports organization. I hear there's a lot of money in those. Being PR, just be a normal human being, man. Train driver. I would love to be a train driver. Why did the train stop? Where are we? The train stopped so we could look at these trees. It's called a train station? This doesn't look like a train station to me. Maybe it's on the other side. It's beautiful greenery, though. But yeah, I think that if I wasn't, if I was trying to leverage my years of streaming into another career, I would probably try to get either like I could probably get like a community manager job for like something, or like one of those jobs where I email streamers and cold call them for sponsors. I did a video editing gig for a while. You could be the social media intern for a corpo and make funny tweets. True. Perfect job for you, government snitch with a wire. Sign the type of guy to actually replace the words in the copy pasta. He would never be caught dead sending hello streamer. We really enjoyed watching you play game. Oh, we're moving. Amsterdam, here we come. God, look at all those old buildings, man. Oh, there they go. Oh, there's more buildings. Man, there's a lot of graffiti along this line. I guess it must be easily accessible from the street. Have you considered becoming a male wife? Copy pasta, here's what I've kept from the past. Hey guys, when you say something is for the girls and the gays, can you include me in that as well? The girls, the gays, and SciFri if it's not too much trouble? Thanks, guys. Oh. Oh, my back. Oh, dude, I hate how much sneezes hurt me. You ever sneeze so hard you throw out your back? Usually it's my shoulders. I had a sharp pain in my palms when I sneeze. That's crazy. Ever sneeze so hard you crack your neck? I think I have before, actually. Have you ever snort? What is that like sneeze fart? Sneeze shit fart? What? No, not shit. Don't put shit in there. I've sneezed so hard I cracked a tooth. Streamer, you ever shit yourself? Here's the thing. If you ask any person that question, the answer is yes. Because everyone was a baby. So every person on Earth has shit themselves before. Not me, though. I'm built different. That's fair. Okay, but what about in the past 5 years? No. Though there have been some close calls when I've gotten, like, really sick. But I think getting really sick is kind of you get a pass. If I'm like turbo sick and I'm like puking and shitting and farting everywhere, like you can't be mean to me. Yeah, being sick barely counts. Exactly. Kill me at that point. Dude, I don't get sick that often, but when I do get sick, it like wrecks me. Like, I was out for a week after TwitchCon one year. I like was bedridden for a week, basically. I didn't have COVID. I tested negative twice, 5 days apart. So whatever it wasn't COVID. I think it was just a really bad flu. But it, like, absolutely destroyed me. I'm a frail Victorian child when I get sick. Yeah, me too. See you, Nadastra. Have a good night. Why are we gaining viewers, by the way? Why is this content gaining viewers? This is barely content. This is basically a second channel stream. Do you want a real answer? Yeah. Is it that no one else is live tonight? I don't know. I wanted to be part of the convo for once. I appreciate it. Dude, the lurkers need to type more. Like, I can't believe that guy who gifted 12 subs will only type... His last message was 2 months ago. Like, how do you watch the stream regularly but only type once every 2 months, man? Lurkers, type 1 if you're vibing. I'm shy. That's fair. I feel like I recognize your name, though. Fumblebee, when was your last message? You've been following since February 2024. Wait a minute. Hang on. Account created 2024, February 25th. Following since February 25th. Did you make an account to follow here? Because you followed this stream on the day you made your account. But you do type like twice a month. Audit me, I want to know when I started stalking you. As a woman, this is important. Following since August 6, 2024. I just ate ads for a few years. That's fucking crazy. Oh shit, yeah, wait. Wait, you've been following me for 1 year. It's August 6th, yeah. That's crazy. I knew it was some point in August. I guess that makes sense because that's when the first Mecha Break beta was. Dude, Fumblebee has 9 messages. They've been following for over a year. They've been lurking for years before that. They have 9 messages. Their first message in chat was January this year. I normally lurk. I wanted to say thanks for seeing Final Fantasy VII through to the end. It was a formative game for me and fun to experience again. And then 2 months later, on March 19th, they said, good stream. And then 3 months later, they said, got home just in time for Scrandal. And then 4 days, I think they posted like 3 times last month. And then 2 times this previous month, and then 2 times this month. Honestly, if these trends continue, by 2028, Fumblebee will be a regular chatter. If they keep posting at this rate. How do people lurk? That's crazy. I think they just put the stream on and they just tab out into a second monitor. I know someone who has been here since the VR chat days and has 2 messages. Are they still here? Or are you talking about like a fucking 1 message every 2 months couldn't be me? Loyal to the end. I don't... This is again, when I see a name I don't recognize, I'm like, you're a lurker. Bro. You've been following since 2021. You've typed, thanks for the gift sub, Nadastra, and 1 message every few months couldn't be me. You're not 1 message every few months. Your last message was in January of 2023. You're 1 message every 2 years. You haven't typed in my chat for 2 years! See you in 2027. That's crazy to me. Ain't got shit to say. That's crazy to me because I'm always like, every time I join a stream, I jump in the chat. I just don't yep. That's crazy to me. Perfect viewer. I gotta look at... I feel like... Okay, you're pretty much the same, Zoocrass. I was looking at your logs. You're pretty much the same. You type, like, a burst of messages every, like, so often. You're, like, a bit of a lurker, but then sometimes you get activated. And when you get activated, you type, like, 10 messages, but then you're gone. Like me, yeah, like Vacadia. Vacadia is also, like, I recognize more because of the gift subs every so often. If I don't type what I'm thinking, my head will explode. Who was it on Twitch recap with, like, 9 messages? Yeah, there was a guy, our Twitch recap from last year. There was a guy who was, like, #1 watch time who had only typed 9 messages over the whole year. It's crazy, man. I like talking to the chat, and I like recognizing all the regulars. He's your hero? The lurkers do carry the stream. This is the... Hang on. These are the lurkers watching over us, chat. This is the incoming fire is the declining CCV. And then this is streamer in chat having a good time. And this is lurkers keeping the average numbers up. Thank you for your service. My resolution before Subathon is to be an active SciFri chat member. I'm promoting myself from semi-lurker. Holy. Lurkers only stream. You can only talk if you have less than 50 messages. I feel like there should be... You know how there's a first-time chatter pop-up? There should be a first-time chatter thing that I could see that was, like, only for, hang on, is this it? I can't see the whole thing. First time in a while highlight. Yeah, for when the lurkers speak up. So that I can appreciate them. Linkaga. Long time viewer, last time chatter. Damn. Dude, the guy who watches on their Xbox. I forgot about the guy who watches on their Xbox. No, that's not Sailor. Sailor is the person who watches with their family, which freaks me the fuck out. They're like, the Sailor Umbreon is the person who's like, I put your stream on the TV and my dad watches with me. Like, and I'm like, ah. But there's one guy in chat who almost never types, and it's because they put the stream on their Xbox. They use the Twitch app on Xbox, they full screen the stream, and they just watch it like that. Did you guys see that other train, by the way? It like passed by so quick, I couldn't even call it out. I did that on PS4 for 3 years. There was a time where I watched you on the Switch. That's crazy. For like weeks. Damn. Y'all are dedicated to watching the stream. Again, why are the average viewers going up? This is like, this barely counts as content. I'm putting no effort in to this. This is the content. We're just yapping. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Apparently this was the secret all along. Yeah, I mean, yeah, people are coming in because the timer's low. That's the real thing. But we all know the timer's not gonna be low for long. He hasn't even gotten emotional yet? No, Bobber said some wisdom the other night when I thought the subathon was gonna end. No emotional send-off until the timer hits 0. Until then, we're yapping. He's so wise. I gotta come back in 34 minutes exactly. Well, you might want to come back in like 33. Just so you don't miss the end. I've said this same thing with you watching a train with you before. Yeah, we have been doing this for a bit. Deja vu. We did the same thing Tuesday. Because I thought the stream was gonna end Tuesday. Yeah, it was literally yesterday. No, like a year ago. Oh! Anyway. Cereza having followed 1 year ago means she came around during last year's subathon? Oh, yeah, that's why. That's probably why there was a Yap train going on. That makes sense to me. Honestly, hanging out with Cereza has been pretty nice, but I also want to, because that was one of my big goals for 2025, is I want to branch out and meet new people and collaborate with streamers who I've never collaborated with before. So, you know, I'm not the best at doing that, but we got one at least. I have no idea how I ended up on your channel. You raided me while I was playing Mecha Break. And then we said we were both you know, we were doing Mecha Break stuff. And then I think I went parasocial. Okay, that's we were both in the Mecha Break program thing. Okay. Okay. There's 3 hours, man. Okay, see you guys tomorrow. We gotta at least get to 1K. We gotta stop. It's gotta not. We gotta be like, it can't be 7 minutes a sub anymore. It can't. We gotta start ratcheting it down. The Eternal Subathon. No, nah, man. Chat. Literally an hour ago. You gotta decrease the minutes per sub. Thank you 005 for the 20 gifted. Anyway. If you could have it be random time per sub, dude, that would be awesome. If he goes until the 15th, all the Twitch streamers get paid. That's true. Then we can start doing like the science stream and the stuff that requires me to buy things. We should get 3 cards on the screen every sub. Cracking a geode sounds fun. The Gundam TCG. I'm still trying to find the Gundam TCG for around retail prices. I might have to, like... I know Tuentin wanted to mail me the pre-release Gundam TCG stuff. I might have him do that and then also be like, can you find a booster box for MSRP? I'll pay you. I heard the actual game is also fun too. That's interesting. I can't find it in the UK either. I mean, they sell it in the US. It's just I'm in the middle of nowhere, so I'd have to like buy it online, and I don't want to pay like inflated prices, but I might end up having to. Alright, well, I'm not going for another 3 hours tonight, so I guess we should pause the timer here and come back tomorrow for Terraria. You know who you need to talk to about paying for something? Me, so I can finally make your sub badges. That's also true. Yeah, we've reached our stop. And... boom, skips in the video. Welcome to... It's buffer. Welcome to Amsterdam, everybody. We're here. Well, that was fast. Alright. We're gonna... Am I really gonna go live tomorrow with less than 3 hours on the timer? It's gonna be a short Terraria stream. Alright. Chat room, give it up for day 14. In the books, on to 15. The sickos will ensure it'll be a long Terraria stream. This is, we're officially, by the way, we're past the content that I've planned. I've not planned any content now. I planned 2 weeks of content. 14 days. We're in uncharted territory now. Just to be clear. Alright. Boom. Playing week 3 on Sunday? This is week 3. Because I took a day off. So it's 6 days a week. So we hit week 3 on day 12. Anything past day 12 is week 3. So we're 2 days into week 3 right now. On to week 4. Alright. Chat room, I will be back at 3 p.m. Eastern. And then we'll have to find something to do for 3 hours. You realize that if I start at 3 p.m., Terraria starts at 6. There's not enough time for the Subathon to even make it to Terraria. But we could... the plan is to do We'll do 3 hours of tier list Thursday. We'll do like the next generation on the Pokemon tier list. And then we'll play Terraria if the timer's still going. And if the timer's not still going, then we won't play Terraria. But that's the plan. I've got a triple T Thursday lined up, chat. I've got tier list into Terraria into tabletop prep. You've got a triple T tomorrow. I guess you could say quad T because it's also Thursday. Yeah, triple threat Thursday. All right. Good night, chat.